There's a moment in every leader's life when influence stops being about something you chase and becomes something you carry. It arrives quietly, not with recognition or applause, but with the realization that the strength you built in private has begun to steady the people around you. This is not the kind of leadership that announces itself. It is leadership that forms when your inner world becomes strong enough to guide others through their fear, through their uncertainty and their suffering. For many people, leadership feels like something external, a title, a position, but true influence begins long before any of that. It begins in the places where your character is shaped without witnesses. It begins in the moments when you choose responsibility over comfort. It begins in the seasons when you learn to carry more than just your own weight. This next part is personal, and once you have the book, you can read that part. But for now, excuse me while I skip forward just a bit. But what struck me most during those days outside of the danger was what I saw on the faces of the men around me. We were all suffering. Each man carried his own fear, his own pain, his own exhaustion. Some limped, some moved slower, some fought through injuries. And the more I watched them, the more something inside of me shifted. My own discomfort, my own fear, my own exhaustion began to matter less. I wanted nothing more than to see them suffer less. I wanted to make their load lighter. I wanted to shield them from the weight that was crushing all of us. That was the moment I understood something that changed my entire view of leadership. Leadership is not about the leader. Leadership is about responsibility. For the people entrusted to you, it is about becoming strong enough internally so that others can borrow your strength externally. It is about remaining steady when circumstances are chaotic. It is about suffering well so others can suffer less. That operation revealed the kind of leader I wanted to be. Not a leader who commanded attention, but a leader who carried others. In that environment, I realized that my inner life was no longer private. It was something my brothers needed me to bring to the fight. The same principle applies outside of combat, in classrooms, in corporations, in families, on teams, in relationships. Every person has moments where something around them is struggling silently. Someone is afraid. Someone is uncertain. Someone is carrying a weight they do not know how to name. Leading from within means being the person who sees it, the person who steadies the room, the person who listens without judgment, the person who takes one step closer instead of stepping away. Leadership becomes dangerous when people think it begins with authority. Leadership begins with awareness. It begins with character. It begins with empathy. It begins when your identity aligns with